Hi friends, it is Tuesdays with Tonya. I'm Tonya here with My Connie Link, and I am out here to do something very cool. So I'm with my friends Connie and Kendra, and we're out here at Foureman Sand and Gravel, and we're going to talk about not only when it started, how it works, all the fun things. We've got great videos to show you. Connie's been gracious to explain all the different parts. Her and Kendra are going to share some information. My daddy actually used to work here, so that is super fun. So there's just been a fun family connection for years. I used to babysit this one. My cousin works here.
So the raw material is put in here, and it runs up a belt, and then we have a man that sits up there for 8 hours of the day, and he takes any mud out of the material because the mud will clog up the process. So he pulls that out. We call that the mud shack. Once the mud's picked off, the raw material goes up through. The larger stuff goes to the right, and it's in the crusher, and it gets crushed for driveway gravel. Anything 50-cent piece and smaller comes out to the left, and then that goes up. It goes through the sand screws and comes out. This is mason sand. The other side is the concrete sand, and then the rocks come up here, and they've all been washed. So then, once the gravel comes up the belt and the sand has been washed out of the gravel, we have 3 different sizes. We have the landscape rock. Then we have a pea gravel in the middle, which is small, about the size of peas. And then on the end is a 57 gravel. It's about the size of dimes and nickels. Yes, it splits it. It's their screens, and it falls down through the screens. There's 3 different sizes. So we have 4 full-time employees. The one sits up in the mud shack. And that gentleman, Alex, has been here for 15 years. Our loader operator is Mike Fitzwater, and he's been here for over 30 years.
And Mike is our cousin.
Mike is your cousin. That's exactly right. Yes. And then our plant foreman is Bill Gibney, and he's been here over 20 years. So the employees are really the ones that are the heart of the business. So this is one of our gravel pits that we have reclaimed, and it is now idle. We're no longer using it.
So when you say it's idle, it just means maybe you've gotten what you've got out of it, or is it just not able to be used at this time?
No, it's basically it's complete.
Okay, so you've got what you've got from it, so now it just sits idle, but it still remains here.
Right.
And my goodness, look how beautiful it is.
It is beautiful. Yes. So we're governed by the federal mining regulations, which is MSHA. Okay. So on our maps, we have this. We have to include this in our maps until it's released. And also the state of Ohio, Natural Resources, they have very strict guidelines when it comes to the reclamation of the land. So we have to put it back to a natural state. The banks have to be sloped.
Yeah, that's good though, because I mean, it's better to keep it preserved.
Absolutely, yeah.
My goodness, look at all those trees and how beautiful. Family pictures out here for sure, right?
Yes.
Oh, beautiful. Connie, tell us where we're standing at right now.
Okay, so this is the back pit behind me. It's about 70 feet deep to the bottom, and this pit has been completed. We've got all the gravel out of it. Once we get down to clay, then at that point in time, all the gravel is out, and then we start to reclaim it. So you can see some of it's been reclaimed due to the state of Ohio Natural Resources guidelines. We have to put everything back to a natural state, slope the banks, etc.
Now, this is our 70th year that we're celebrating. So tell us how this came to be. How did this start? Okay, so my great-grandfather had a gravel pit in Abbotsville, and he lost it in the Depression. So then my grandfather bought this farm not knowing that there was gravel on it, later discovered there was gravel. I think that's a God thing right there. That is so cool. He bought this, didn't even know it, and then discovered it.
Yes.
I'm sorry, go on. Yes,
that's
cool.
Fine. So he bought the farm in 1942. And then in 54, Dad quit high school as a junior and helped him run the farm, or run the gravel pit, start it. They actually had been giving gravel or selling gravel to neighbors, and then Union City, the lumber yard, had a big job going in. So they sold enough gravel to them to start to buy equipment and a dump truck. So that's when my dad and my grandpa started it 70 years ago. So we are 5th generation. My brother worked here, I worked here, my daughter now works here, Kendra. So,
That's amazing.
yeah.
So talking about fifth generation, that's rare. So we usually get through third generation. Fourth generation is rare. Fifth generation is super rare. So tell us what this means to you and what it means to keep it going as for the family.
It is just, I tell people all the time that I'm so blessed because I get to raise my kiddos here. I was raised here. My mom was raised here. So it's just an incredible thing. It really is. It's just something that not a lot of people have. And so we're incredibly blessed.
Absolutely. And just to like, so Connie, when you were sharing with us how that they, they get it out and how they dig down and it's about 70 feet deep though. So does each section do this? Like once they dig so far, does this water then just automatically happen, or how does that, is that how that works?
Yes.
So if you were, let's just say, for example, let's say if you were to go over there, then that same thing would happen. You would just dig down to, and then that happens.
Right.
Okay.
So we keep the water pumped out of the active pits that we're digging out of.
Okay.
So we pump the water out of it. We actually pump it into this lagoon over here, which runs our water for our plant, our processing plant for the gravel, because we wash all the gravel.
Okay. And this is, I just think I'm amazed. I know you're probably like, get it together, Tonya. I'm telling you, people, it's so cool to come out here and see how this works. And it's right here in Darke County.
Yes.
That's where the gem is. Like we have so many cool things right here in Darke County. So I got to hear from you a little bit about what it means to you, but now let's go back to you. What does it mean to you that not only did you keep this going from your parents, but then you were able to pass it on down to your children? How does that feel?
So it's just an awesome thing to be able to do that, to, raise my kids here where I was raised. We really don't know life without a gravel pit. So
this is who you are.
it is who we are. I mean, I started up in the mud shack whenever I was probably 9 years old, 10 years old, big enough to throw mud clods off in the summers. And then I worked summers in the office as I got older. And then I kind of went off, and my mom was very adamant that I had to get an education. So she said she never really wanted me working in the gravel pit. She wanted me to go on and do other things. So I worked as an accountant for about 25 years. And then when Dad started to get older and get sick, there really wasn't anybody to help him. So I was here and came back, and it's been such a huge blessing to me and to my children and to my family. My brother lives next door, and my daughter, of course, lives here on the farm now. So it's
and the community of it too. Like, lots of times we do things, to keep things going, for our family. Then also, though, we have to be good stewards of our land, right?
Absolutely.
So it not only benefits you, but it also benefits the community. I mean, how many trips of gravel have people come and go? I mean, you know what I mean? Like, that's really cool. So good. Well, thank you for taking the time to share this with us and walking us around and showing us everything. So keep sticking with me as we keep visiting people, places, and things. And again, congratulations on 70 years, and we'll see you next time.